Well, hello the internet, it's Ghost here, and welcome to episode 39 of Minecraft Creative, in which today I have no idea what we're building, but based off the timeline, I think we're going to be building a load of rocks and the market. But you probably already know that based off of the thumbnail. We're finishing off the final section of the market, and I've opted to go with spruce wood. Why? Because I can and I prefer it, and I didn't want really bright colours other than for the kind of banners at the top. Now, I started off trying to do this by myself, and my phone is kind of propped weirdly against my keyboard. Let's fix that. But as you'll see here, I stopped playing and then came back and figured out how to do it, because I searched up Minecraft blueprints for villager marketplace, because I realised I had forgotten how they looked and couldn't for the life of me figure out how to make it look presentable. So I went around, did one of those, and then freestyled another, because why would I use logic? Went in, added in a few changes to it. I haven't added the colours yet. I wanted to do those right at the end, and those colours will then dictate what kind of products I put in. How many of these did I actually do? Several, apparently. And then I went and scrolled and looked to see, are any of the other designs nice? No. And then I decided to try and build a cart. Why? Because I've never built a cart in Minecraft, and I decided that sounded like a bit of fun. I also destroyed a dirt block that I shouldn't have, which was helpful. But yeah, there's that. I, once again, stuck with spruce. I used mangrove trapdoors for the wheels, then realised trying to make it 3 wide so I could use fences didn't make sense, because you're actually meant to use fence gates as the bit you'd attach to a horse or what you'd hold on to pull it. That was my own stupidity. I then went in and tried to pick out some, I guess you'd say, exotic flowers that I could place around in the cart that people would potentially want to buy, things that have come from far away. We are definitely nowhere near a pale oak forest on this world, so having the eye blossom seemed interesting. I don't really know where you get torch flowers from. I know it's something to do with sniffers, but I don't know if that's like biome specific or something. Maybe we should do some torch flower fields. Those could look cool. But that takes so long. Who knows, maybe that'll come up in a couple of episodes' time. I don't really know what I'm going to build soon. And then I decided that this little hut where I used, instead of using pink wool, I decided to use the cherry wood, because it's still pink, but it's a softer pink, and I preferred the texture as well. I think it looked a lot better, so I used that to do the stripes, and then decided, oh, that means it has to be they're selling pale oak saplings and cherry saplings, because why wouldn't that be what I decide? And then we have a section selling things from the swamps. Not really sure why I decided that included flowering azalea bushes, but it did apparently. Went in and added some firefly bushes in a giant plant, because you can't put those in plant pots. That now means we get particle effects at night, which personally I think is a win-win. I like having particle effects in my Minecraft world at night. I think it's very fun. And then I flew around because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do next. I couldn't be bothered to build the final section of the market, and I didn't want to build something new either. So I decided, let's finish off this path that I worked on a couple of episodes ago and start bringing it up the mountain. Up the top of this mountain there's going to be a church, and assuming I actually remember to, so I might go film it after I do my 3rd episode of today, I am going to write down this actually. I'm going to build a church, let me write that, with ghast thingies on. I've just written down church ghast. That totally makes sense. I want to use the dried ghasts as like little statues, which I know that might come across a bit creepy, but they kind of have that sort of like statue gargoyle vibe going for them. But hey, it is what it is. Now, fun fact, I was building this while watching episode 1 of the new season of Jetlag. I love Jetlag. It's a great series in my opinion. 10 out of 10, could not recommend that series more. I'd like to clarify I was watching that on YouTube, because otherwise it makes it seem like I filmed this ages ago. I really didn't. This was filmed a week and a half ago now. So, I don't really know why I brought that up, but anyways, I decided to use cobblestone walls to try and make things make sense, and I then looked and went, well, why not just add a bunch of boulders? That will look cool. That will add kind of a change to the terrain, and there needs to be more boulders. I want to build some bigger ones. I think this section over here, I want there to be more landscape. I do need to build more houses within the town, but there's other places that those can go, so oh well. But I think it's going to potentially be, the town might get split in two halves with a load of farmland in the middle, or at least a few fields. I also want to keep very few houses up top here, and I decided boulders made a lot of sense, so I worked them in with purely cobblestone blocks first. Now, I could have tried to shape them a bit more at this stage, but I preferred just working out, where do I actually need them, do they actually look okay there, or is it needing to be further forward, further back, to the side? And then went in and finished off the path, making sure that was nice and textured. Once I did that, I then selected all of my texture and blocks, which we haven't gotten to yet, but I think we're about to, and made sure to switch it up so that there's some stairs in there, there's some slabs. I believe I blended it with tuff and andesite, put in the tuff at the very bottom and then andesite at the top, but we're about to find out if that's what I actually do. Let's find out. Yes, I remembered correctly. Well done, past me and present me. Just to try and add some shading to it. There's definitely more I could have done if I had thought this through in advance. This is what I call a project on the whim, in which I don't really know what I'm building until I start building it, and then we just go with it. I do personally like how this turned out. I think it adds some level of interest. It doesn't look that interesting in the thumbnail, but I find it just makes the path make more sense. The fact that the path is all windy, it makes more sense that they're using this rock edge that's become exposed to kind of climb on. I probably ought to add another exposed rock face around the other side so that it sort of blends everything, makes more sense. I don't know anything about geology. I've forgotten most of what I learned in GCSE geography. Was anyone else, I don't know, maybe someone's watching this who did GCSE geography. What exam board were you? I'm purely intrigued. Because our school decided on OCRB, because apparently we performed better with it. I don't know how they compared that, but who knows? We'll never know. We really will never know. Huh. But yeah, they took us on a trip to Walton-on-the-Naze. That was a vibe, because we were in the coach for 3 hours. It should not have taken 3 hours, but there was loads of traffic, and that was a trip, because we were meant to go, like, do a little sketch, and as someone who likes drawing, we were meant to go sketch this one section of the beach that they never took us to. So we all came back, and the next day in class, because our class would get split up across multiple groups, half of us didn't have the work completed because they didn't take us there. But to be fair, with the group that I was in, I can't blame them. Anyways, going back to the actual Minecraft build, to then try and blend everything together, I started doing the thing again with the yellow flowers, the variety of grass and ferns, and also the nether sprouts. Once again, I got the idea of this from Hermitcraft. Is it B-double-O? Is that what his YouTube name is? I just remember that it as B-dubs because that's what they always say in the videos. But yeah, I really like the landscaping that he's done in Hermitcraft Season 10, and I went, I want to build rocks now. So that's what we did, and hey, at least it got an additional video ready to go for me being in France. But hey ho, I don't know, maybe I'll come back from France and decide to build something really cool. But I will see you all again in episode 40, the internet. Goodbye, hope you have a good rest of your day.